everyone. Welcome to Build. I'm your host, Brittany Jones-Cooper. The CBS action drama S.W.A.T. stars Shemar Moore as Hondo, a locally born and raised SWAT sergeant tasked to run a specialized law enforcement tactical unit in Los Angeles. With Hondo leading the charge of the elite team, these dedicated men and women bravely put themselves at risk to protect their community and save lives. Today, Moore is here to talk about the upcoming second season, but first, a clip from SWAT.
I think maybe he's the one with baggage.
Don't all cops have some? You keep pushing that rock, it keeps rolling back down. Add to that, being a black man in this America, at some point you start shutting down inside because the truth gets too hard to face. Start freezing people out.
Freezing people out. Okay, I think you just used a bunch of fancy words to call me an angry black man.
Oh, is that all you got from that?
Oh, no, I heard you. It's my turn. Who am I looking at standing in front of me? Let me see. An overachiever who probably calculates her conviction rate down to the decimal point, insists on staying an hour longer than anyone else, and never leaves the courtroom without asking herself what she could have done better. And that right there is probably the first of what? 6 cups of coffee you'll probably have today. Am I in the zone?
See, this is why two folks good at reading other people should never hook up.
You just think you can read me. I'm not hiding any baggage.
Everyone, put your hands together for Shemar Moore.
Hey, how you doing?
I think we picked the perfect clip for our audience. When it started playing, everybody goes, ooh.
You know what's funny is my whole career, Criminal Minds. Well, a lot of Young and Restless, I had my shirt off like most of the time. Yeah, and you know, look, guys, I ain't gonna lie. You know, in Hollywood, you're supposed to lie about your age, and you know, I'm proud to be 48. I'm 48, and yeah, snap, and I like to say all the time. You probably heard me say, you know, I'm trying to keep my black from cracking. I'm not gonna let this black crack. You know, but from Young and Restless, I was half naked all the time, messing around with Drusilla Baby Daddy. Most of y'all probably too young for that, but if you ask your auntie or your grandmama, right? And then on Criminal Minds, I didn't take my shirt off a lot, but a couple times with Baby Girl, coming out the shower a couple times, the whole thing. But here I am now yet again, trying to promote this really cool cop show where we chase bad guys and bad things happen, and we got crazy action, and the clip they send you is me half bucky naked in the bathroom. So I don't know.
They know what the people want.
So season 2, there's gonna be no action. I'm just gonna be naked in the bathroom because I'm gonna use my fully loaded other weapon. I'm just saying. Oh, is that? I'm sorry. Did I?
No, that was great. That was fantastic. But let's talk about SWAT because it is an amazing show, and you're back for the second season. But tell me first, what has the reaction been like for the first season? Because we had you here last fall talking about SWAT, and you were so passionate and so excited about the project. So what was it like to actually let fans see it? And
well, last year we you know, I was here talking about it, and I was so but I am, and I still am. I'm so excited because you know when a show's getting off the ground, and I left Criminal Minds a year and some change before that, and a lot of you were real upset about that, and some of you still are and I understand because you have something in your living room for so long, and you know, and I've met a lot of people that were watching the show when they were 10. And now they're 23. And when I left the show, they were 21. So I understand when it's been in your life, it's hard to say goodbye. It's hard when you've known something for so long. So I knew I was taking a big risk. I was taking a big leap of faith, but I had to weather that storm of opinion. I had to believe in myself. And you guys have heard me talk about this card that my mother gave me when I left Criminal Minds. And she's been so inspiring to me my entire life. But she gave me a card that said, that says, and it's still in my living room, leap and the net will appear. And I take leap and the net will appear to be just be brave. You know, even if you don't know, if you believe, just know something good will happen. But you got to be bold enough to walk into that fear, that unknown, and do all that. So, you know, the fans were upset, and I've tried my hardest to let people know that I will never forget and always appreciate Derek Morgan and my time on Criminal Minds. Excuse my eyes, I'm having like a little allergy thing just because flying around and traveling. But you know, thank you. But what I'm saying was to leave Criminal Minds. I didn't know what the future was going to hold. I didn't know SWAT was out there. I just knew that I wanted to take another step. And so last year when I was here talking about it, you know, I didn't know that was going to happen. So all of a sudden, CBS and Sony called me and said, "Hey, we want you to play Hondo." And I'm like, "Well, hold on. There was a movie with some really cool people in it 15 years ago, including Sam Jackson playing Hondo." Okay, there was a TV show back in the 70s. It's like, all right, Hondo takes a special kind of person, you know, to bring. In my recollection and imagination of what the show should be, and so I had to check myself. So can I pull off that type of presence? And then I sat with myself and said, you know what, leap in the net will appear, and get out there and try and make it your own. So I was so excited about working with Justin Lin and Sean Ryan and all the action, and having shot the pilot and knowing that you hadn't seen the pilot yet. And I was like, this is going to be crazy. And I knew so not only did I not know the pilot would get picked up, I'm an optimistic dude. I said, they gotta like this thing, but you never know. And some people are still like, yeah, okay, SWAT's cool, but I still like Criminal Minds. And I'm like, you're never gonna not love Criminal Minds, or you're never gonna forget Criminal Minds. But what I will remind you is Criminal Minds and Derek Morgan did not get popular. Criminal Minds probably got popular around season 3. I mean, I'm talking about where people really started tuning in. I didn't get popular till season 4, until I started saying baby girl and kicking down doors, and they got me out those ugly suits from season 1, you know. So it took a minute, whether you remember, because back in those days it was Lost, a TV show called Lost. American Idol was huge, you know, so it took us a minute to get out the gate. And so I just challenge you, or ask you, just to give SWAT a chance, because we had to come out the gate the way we did last year, and I'm really proud of how we did, where we came out action heavy, and that's the signature of our show. And trust me, this season we're right back to some wild action. That's why I'm sitting here yet again, so tired, eyes watering, because they got me running around. Hondo is kicking my ass, I'm trying to tell you. I mean, like legit, like my knees hurt, my joints hurt, you know, all that. But I was so excited last year, and now I'm just proud this year because it worked. The leap of faith worked. The hard work worked. And now we're here with season 2 because you guys stepped up and supported it. And we consistently got, I think it was 9 to 10 million viewers, and hopefully we'll be able to build on that, just like Criminal Minds, to be just a little train that could, And so yeah, we're in episode 7 of season 2. The first one premieres next week, and we start off right where we left off.
So I got to see this first episode, and I think what I love about SWAT is that it does feel like you're taking things that we've seen in headlines and making them work for your show. So how cool is that you're really kind of fighting from what's happening in this specific one. There's some things going on with slavery in the U.S., and that's something I've been reading about a lot, and you guys tackle it head on.
Yeah, we are. We're tackling tricky topics, but we don't do it every time. We don't do it every time because we don't want to be that message show, that preachy show, and even when we do tackle those type of topics, we don't preach to you. We're not one-sided with it. We remind you that there's a void, there's a divide, there's a lack of trust, or just that these are issues. These are issues still going on, whether it's racism, whether it's immigration issues. Because, you know, like I said last year, we were talking about the Trump years without talking about Trump. We don't care if you like Trump, don't like Trump. This is what's going on now in and around the country. I mean, there was a shooting just this morning, I think, in Baltimore. I mean, so this stuff is still happening. But we take breaks from that and then just show you just a cool cops and bad guys story, and trust me, we're always cool. Our signature to our show is slick, it's cool, it's fun, it's high paced, and what they got us doing some incredible stuff as these super cops. But what I'm excited about going into season 2 is we're always going to be super, but you're also going to learn what our vulnerabilities are, what our weaknesses are, that we're not so perfect. And then you're going to get to know us a little bit. Like, I don't want to give it away, but on Criminal Minds, as I was finishing my run, Danny Glover played my father. And that was a huge moment and a huge honor for me leaving Criminal Minds. Well, Hondo's got some pretty cool parents. Now, you've already met one of them, which is Pop, and that's, his name is Oba Babatunde. He's got the craziest name. We all just walk around, Oba Babatunde, Oba Babatunde. It's like an African dance. And we're just like, Babatunde, Baba 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 Babatunde. And so we love him, and he's cool. But he's so stupidly talented. I love working with him because he actually sounds like my real biological father. There's things about him that remind me of my real father. But I can't tell you who Mom is. I just had one scene with her just last week. So you won't meet her until episode 6 or 7. I don't want to give it away, but if you don't know who she is, you live under a rock.
Is it Oprah?
It's not Oprah. It's not Oprah. That's kind of Oprah's getting ready to run for president. She ain't worried about SWAT. But no, it's a pretty big deal, and it's very cool for me. And just in one scene, like she's clearly Mama. And people around me are like, no, she could really be your mom. I'm like, my mom's white. I don't care. If your mama was black, it would be her. It would be her. And so I just gave her skin color away. But anyway, so there are things you're going to learn about family with the SWAT team. We're going to keep tackling issues, and we're going to keep blasting fools.
Talk to me about Hondo and his evolution from season 1 and where we're going to maybe see from him in season 2.
Well, a lot of what I just alluded to. I mean, he's the leader, but he's the reluctant hero, the reluctant leader. He didn't ask to be in the position, but he is very proud to have the position. But constantly, day to day, has to prove that he's worth it. And then you're going to start to learn. You're going to start to learn of some skeletons in his closet. Some like I said, like some kryptonite, some vulnerabilities, some weaknesses, things that mess with him that he struggles with every day. Because I told the producers, I said, I love being the super cop, and I love that Hondo can, kick some ass and all that stuff. But I don't want him to have a perfect S on his chest. Yeah. I don't want him to be flawless. Flaws are interesting. They're human. So, you're going to get to meet some family, and through meeting family, you're going to get some levels and depth to who Hondo really is. You just saw me with the young lady. She's a new addition to the show. And that's interesting beyond all the kissy face and taking your clothes off. There's a lot of interesting morality issues and life issues that come up in that relationship. You're going to see things with Chris, the female SWAT member. She's going to tackle some interesting issues that people deal with personally. All of us, Luca, Deacon's running around just having a bunch of kids. So, he's, I said he need to invest in some condoms or something. I don't know. But, I don't know what's going on with Deke. He's freaky. But yeah, so our signature is the action. But you're going to see the evolution of character and life questions and issues that I think we all deal with.
You mentioned the action, and like you said, from beginning to end, it just doesn't stop. And you said it's been like hard on you. So take me through what kind of training you have to do, and do you guys ever meet with real law enforcement and get to ask them questions or, participate with them?
Yeah, I joke about this all the time. I mean, most of my career in life, I was just, keep my black from cracking, trying to keep it sexy, doing the curls for the girls. I was doing the curls for my baby girls. And of course, look, I'm vain. I'm in Hollywood. I'm vain. I want to look good for the baby girls, look good for the ladies. If you like what you see, then I ain't mad at you. And then I'll get in my backyard and show you some shit. You know what I mean? But because one day I'm scared I'm going to lift up my shirt and it ain't going to be there. And I'm be like, nah. You got to keep the dream alive. Keep the dream alive. Keep the dream alive. So I promised myself that I would get. I'm 48 years old. I want to get to 60. I want to get to 60 and have at least like a 4-pack. I want to get to 60 with a 6-pack. Now after 60, we might have a little mini keg. I might be like, the hell with it. You know what I mean? I'm cool. I had a good run. I'm cool. But no, to answer your question, we did work. Since before the pilot last year, we worked with San Diego PD SWAT, LA PD SWAT, members of SEAL Team 6. What that means is these are the people behind taking down bin Laden, Saddam Hussein, and some of the biggest, most not popular, but known situations, crises that these cops, and these men and women, which is really cool. That's why the Chris character is so cool, played by Lena Esco, just to remind folks, and especially, and hopefully inspire women, that you can be elite and you can be leaders and you can be tough. But these true men and women, they've seen life and death. Their bullets are real. We're on TV with fake bullets. But they're the real deal. So not only are they physically put together so that they have the stamina and the ability to do what they have to do on call, but their emotional mind and how smart they are and how strong you have to be to separate the gruesome from the light. And because they've seen the dark side, but somehow find the resolve to still fight for the light and for innocent people, strangers, because the saying in SWAT on our show is we protect those who can't protect themselves. So yeah, so I was making all the jokes about getting sexy for the baby girls and doing the push-ups and the sit-ups, but we also want to pay homage and show respect and try to create an authenticity to who these men and women really are, what they look like, what it takes to be them physically, what it takes to be them emotionally. So we've been trained. So, I get in the gym and I do what I got to do, but that's only one part of it. Then we've trained just tactically how to handle the weapons. We don't just want to be cool actors on a cool TV show, running around playing cool cops. We are cool cops, and we are doing some really cool things, but nothing we're doing is over the top in the sense of couldn't or doesn't really happen in real life. This is what these men and women do to protect people, and so that's a lot of fun, but that's a lot of responsibility. But yeah, doing these sit-ups and these push-ups and all that stuff, I mean, it hurts, but it's worth it.
How much are you really allowed to do stunts? I mean, like, how far do they let you go before they tap you out?
All of us, we feel like big kids. Like back when you were kids running around with the broom as a gun, or playing cops and robbers or whatever. Now we're grown-ups, feeling like big kids wearing our G.I. Joe clothes, running around chasing bad guys. So we're having so much fun that all of us are pretty athletic. I grew up athletic and, playing all different kinds of sports. Lena Esco, she's pretty athletic. She's funny because last season she couldn't do push-ups. She couldn't do like guy push-ups where you take your knees off the ground. Yes, you can. You just got to understand it. And so now she can do like 20 push-ups. Just because she stuck it out over the hiatus and she figured out form, and she's getting stronger and all that. And then she's like, my ass is getting tighter too. My ass is getting tighter too. I'm like, you're a little itty bitty booty walking. So all of us really want to do, because we're athletic, we want to do our own stuff. And I do about anywhere, depending on how crazy the stunt is, I do 90% of my stunts. Because I want to and because I physically can, but there's some stuff, either my body ain't working that day, or we did too many takes, or just Sony and CBS, just insurance reasons, won't allow us to jump from the ship bow to the ground. And because if I get hurt, then there's no Hondo. There's no. I don't have a backup quarterback. So they let me do as much as they think I can do, but they're like, okay. And they'll ask me this, Shemar, are you good? Shemar, are you good? But, you can get hurt doing the most simple thing, and that's a risk we take every day. But our stunt doubles, I'll tell you, my stunt double in particular, I have 3 of them, and they're all dope. They're all physical freaks, but I have one in particular. I don't know if you remember the episode last year. I don't remember which episode it was, but Hondo is running down a sidewalk, and that's me sprinting down the sidewalk, and then Hondo tackles this dude on a motorcycle. And I don't know if you remember that, but what was cool is it looked like it was really me. I was like, yeah, I did that. But no, his name is Travis, and he's just a monster. He's like a linebacker, but we're the same height. When we did the pilot, he was 240 pounds. I was about 195, still trying to gain weight. Then I got to about 205, and he came down to like 210. So we kind of matched. And so whenever I'm not doing it, I'm not worried because he just makes me look even cooler. You know what I mean?
So you mentioned being athletic as a kid, and I was snooping through your Instagram, and I saw a video of you tightrope walking. But like legitimately, you had a partner. You even lifted her up.
Mm-hmm.
So
you like them tights? You like them tights and suspenders? And that little top
You
hat?
were also shirtless back then.
Mm-hmm. I had some junk in my trunk in them tights. I'm just saying.
But you were legit in some sort of circus.
Yeah, that was when I first got into Hollywood. When I'd just been cast on Young and the Restless as Malcolm Winters. I got cast in April of 1994. I drove to L.A. on April 1st, which is April Fool's Day, 1994. I spent $1,100 on an acting coach that Friday and Saturday, auditioned on Monday the 4th. The casting director said, "You're really green. I can tell that this is you're really new at this, but you have raw talent to memorize lines and make it believable. Go work on this." I went and worked on it on the 5th. On the 5th. I came back on Wednesday on the 6th, auditioned against 268 guys. It was down to the final 5, and I got the part. And that's how I became Malcolm. Now, back to Circus of the Stars, that was April. In June, 2 months later, an actor fell out, got sick or something, and couldn't do the Circus of the Stars. So they had to open, and so my agent at the time said, after you get off, go in the backyard where in Los Angeles, where the Grove is now, in Farmers Market. At that time, the Grove wasn't there. So I said, they go back there. It was just Farmers Market. There's a big tent. Say, hello, you're going to introduce yourself to so-and-so. They're going to give you an opportunity to audition to see if you can fit that slot for the circus. So I had 2 choices. Now, you guys who follow me know that I like lions. I have a lion tattoo. I have lion images around my house. I have a big statue in front of my house. It's a big lion and all that. So I like lions. So my choice was the lions and tigers cage. And I was like, look here, as much as I love lions and tigers, I'm not getting in that cage looking like a big-ass steak. That's not happening. And you want me to go... I'm like, the lion's gonna be like, look here, boy, that's not happening. So I had a choice between the lions and tigers cage or the high wire. And at the time, the high wire was 2 feet off the ground. So it was like, so it was from here to like 12 feet across the way. And so they said to me, we'll just go over. I said, I'm not doing the lions and tigers. I'm not doing it. And then, so I thought, like, this audition's over. And they were like, well, can you see that wire? I was like, yeah. They would go over there and walk it. And as a kid, I used to walk on the train tracks, just goofing around. They said, see if you can walk across that wire. I was like, I'll try it. And I got across it the first try, just, doing the whole thing. And they were like, oh, wow. So that's how it started. And so then then my agent wanted me to do it because it would give me some exposure so I could be somebody and people would see who I was beyond Young and Restless. So that was me in those tights and those suspenders and that top hat, 10 weeks of practice, Monday through Friday, 4 hours a day. So I could walk 25 feet up high on a wire and carry that girl on my shoulders and all that other stuff.
If you guys haven't seen the video, go check out his Instagram.
Just go to my Instagram,
Yeah.
and then there's a link to the Facebook where you can see the whole video and all that stuff. But
like,
it's pretty silly.
You've got talents. You act. We've seen you dancing.
Well, what's funny is when you watch
walking.
it, it's like completely embarrassing. Like the outfit is embarrassing. Everything about it is embarrassing. My balls hadn't dropped yet, so my voice was mad high. I was like, yeah, I'm proof positive that dreams come true. I'm Shemar, and yeah, and I love my mom, and I was like, yo, bruh. So when that video resurfaced, I was like, you know what? As proud as I am of this is bad. Like, I don't need people to remember this. But yeah, so it's really embarrassing. But then when you really see what I ultimately was able to do, I can say to this day, I'm proud of my career. I'm proud of being Hondo. I'm proud of Derek Morgan. I'm proud of so many things that I've done. But me being scared of heights, Hondo's flying around in helicopters. I'm not the best with heights, but I refuse to quit. So I'm overcoming that fear because now and so that helicopter thing that I did, it took me an hour of like, hell to the no, I'm not doing this. Hell to the no, you crazy. This is for white people. I'm not doing this. I was like, I'm not doing this. And I was like, Shemar, don't quit. Shemar, don't quit. And my stunt double was right over here. Like, put me in, coach. I'm like, nope, I'm not putting you in. I'm not putting you in. And then I proceeded to have like 10 hours of the most fun of my life. And then years back, I jumped out of an airplane, skydived, because I wanted to get over the fear. The first time I jumped, I don't remember it because I panicked. I was like, and so I went and did it again, and it was the biggest rush in my life. So that's how I am with things that scare me. If it scares me, I'm not going to run away from it. I'm just going to keep running at it until I lose that fear.
Yeah, I love that your mom gave you that mantra. It seems that it like has carried you.
Well, my mother and herself,
Amazing.
and I'll keep this part short, but my mother has. I'm not lying. I'm not faking it when I talk about how much I love her and how much she's a pain in my ass. Don't get it twisted. She drives me nuts. I mean, she's oh yeah. Well, let's switch mamas, and I guarantee you'll be like, you can have her back. You can have her back. But I love her to death. I love her to death. But just the life that she lived, without her thinking outside the box, without her taking the risks, and without her going against the so-called system, including family beliefs and all that, I wouldn't be here. So just for her to live the way that she lived, and to give me life, and then to teach me unorthodox, unpopular beliefs and ways of living is a large reason I am the way that I have life, but that I think the way that I think, I move the way that I move. And so, yeah, this all started with my mom, and now I just live every day trying to make her proud.
That's beautiful. Audience, I know you have some questions. Who do we have first?
Hey.
It's nice to see some of my big familiar faces. That's it. Thanks
Hey.
for loving on me all this time. Oh, I know. What's up, boss? So I can't call you baby girl. You one of the homies, though. You know, I say the homies, the fans, and the baby girl.
Thank you. I'm a huge fan, by the way.
Appreciate you.
I heard that you're also a producer on the show.
You talk like this. I love it. You talk like this.
I'm very English.
You know, it's like, hey, you're taking the piss. You're taking the piss. And it doesn't mean, are you taking the piss? It's like, are you talking shit? Are you taking the piss? You know, and then if you want a cigarette or something, what is it? Shall we have a fag?
Yeah, give me
like
a
fag. Yeah, if you say fag out here, you're getting your ass beat. But if I say fag in London, somebody handed me a cigarate.
Yeah, I find that about the whole. I find that the whole way.
Want to do the hanky panky? It's like you care for a shag. You care for a shag. And just because like in America, you can go, hey baby, you want to get down? That's not as sexy as would you care for a shag? I don't know a girl that would say no. That's a panty dropper. You care for a shag? Like let's. I'll give you some of my money if you can give me some of that accent. And then it's bollocks. It's bollocks. You fucking white. All right, I'm done. Because I'm murdering your accent. Go ahead.
No, that's great. Sorry, what was I going to say? I heard that you were also a producer on the show.
Yes.
So my question was going to be, my question is, what was it like having that creative input as a producer and also working with two great legends, Sean Ryan and Justin Lin?
Yeah, no, it's I got my first taste of producing with this small little cute movie I made called The Bounce Back, and I'm so proud that I got to make the movie. Now the movie did not do well in the theater, and it's because there's a whole process that you go through. But I found out firsthand how hard it is to make a movie, what it takes to make a movie, getting the budget together, getting the crew together, getting the cast together, getting locations together, getting insurance. I mean, it's like there's this whole thing. So I learned all that, and then we just didn't have enough help from the machine being the studios and all that, to get distribution so that people had access to the movie and all that. But I still made a very cute, sweet, feel-good message movie. And if you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's me and Bill Bellamy and Nadine Velasquez and some other people. But the reason I bring that up is I was the star of it. I paid for it with my own money. I was the producer. I had input in casting and all those things that I mentioned. So I was able to get my feet wet in what it takes to produce a production. And so to me, producing, people say, are you going to direct? Are you going to direct? I'll never say never, but I don't just want to be one of those actors who relies on a director of photography who doesn't really understand cameras and lighting and all that. I don't just want to put my name on something and let somebody else do the work. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it 100%. So until I'm ready, so I need to shadow a director and learn and learn and learn beyond what I know how to do as an actor. But as a producer to me, the way I define it is attention to detail. It's just knowing how to connect dots and knowing chemistry and knowing how to enhance a story. And I feel like I naturally already do that. So that's what I'm doing on S.W.A.T, is they recognize that I made my own movie. And so when I went to them, I said, and I'll never call myself the star of the show, and I don't call myself a star in general. It just feels weird to me. I know that I'm a celebrity. I know that I'm a public figure, but I'm still the cat from East Oakland, and so, but I have a platform, and now I have S.W.A.T, and so I'm the lead actor. But to be a producer means I not only am the lead actor in the face of the show, but I will say, to make sure that you guys understand, even though I'm the lead and I'm the lead actor, I can't do any of this by myself. I can't, and it takes a team. LeBron James needs a squad. Tom Brady needs a squad. Tom can't throw the ball, hike the ball to himself, you know what I'm saying? So with S.W.A.T, it takes all of us. But what's nice about being a producer is I do have say in story, vision, being biracial. First of all, being black, because this country, black, that's what it is. I have to remind people that I'm mixed, and I don't downplay either side. But coming from a place of diversity, overcoming adversity, the life experience that I've had with what S.W.A.T wants to do beyond the action, which is tell these human stories, I feel like I have a lot to bring to that room of the way that we can tell stories to reach people of all colors, not just black, not just white, just human stories. And so that's why being a producer seems to fit and why I embrace it. And that's what I'm trying to do. You don't tell Sean Ryan what to do, but he listens to my ideas.
Next question.
Hi. So I love your work, and because you've been doing so many stunts on the show and stuff, for season 2, what's like one of your favorite stunts that we have to look forward to?
Oh man, they started. The first day of shooting. We can't give you everything on my Instagram and Facebook and all that. We have to be careful, but we try to. Sometimes I just, because I'm a producer, I'm like, I'm gonna give it to them anyway. But but CBS and Sony is watching everything I do, and everything I say, every shirtless pic, how many drinky drinks I got. They watching everything I do. So the first day of shooting, they had us on top of the U.S. Bank building, which is the tallest building in Los Angeles, and it's tall. And I'm talking about first day of shooting. Like the day before, I was in my backyard with a drinky drink with my bulldogs, flirting with y'all, and then I went to work, and they were like, get up there on the top of that roof and go fight in that helicopter. So I just gave you a little bit of a hint of what's going on. Is that my favorite? No, it was just like one hell of a way to start. Like last year was the helicopter flying around, shooting the bad guy through the window. And I spent the first hour peeing my pants on the first day of work, and now they got me on the tallest building in L.A. But this year we've done some helicopter stuff. There's been some train stuff. What else? There's been some car chase stuff. The first episode is about an earthquake. There's an earthquake involved, so there's a lot of physical stuff going on in there. I posted. I don't know if I posted it. I think I posted it, but there's a shot that looks funny because it looks like I'm chasing horses on a horse track. And so I said, Hondo's racing horses or something like that. I said something stupid. I say stupid stuff. But this is 25 years in the game. Derek Morgan was kicking down doors and tackling people. I joke, I'm like, I wish I had SWAT like 10 years ago when my knees didn't hurt so much and all that stuff. But it's fun to play a badass. It's fun to be a super cop and to be a bad. Because look, I'm a silly dude. I'm a silly dude. Now I can be serious. I can be dead ass serious when I need to be serious. But I don't want you guys to see that side in real life because that means life ain't going right for me. But there's times when that happens. But I'm not going to show you that guy. I don't need to show you everything, and because my social media is to hopefully help people who may be going through some dark stuff just to believe in light stuff. But we all go through some dark stuff. But as Hondo, he's a tough dude. He's way tougher than Shemar. I'll tell you, if Shemar and Hondo get in a fight, Shemar's done. It's a wrap. It's like, but it's fun to play that tough dude. But he's got so much heart. He's got so much compassion. There is a softer side to him, underneath that badge and all that stuff. So when all this action stuff, I'm like a big kid. I just hope my body holds up. You know what I mean? We picked up where we left off. So trust me, we didn't lose any steam from last year. So this is, and like I said, we're only on episode 7. And last year we did 22. It hasn't been confirmed. But it looks like we're going to do 24 episodes this year, which is great for you, but not the best for my body and sleep. I'm just saying. I'm like 24 episodes. Oh, my God.
Just have that body double pick up a couple
Yeah,
scenes.
exactly.
Next question.
Hey, Shemar.
Hey, baby girl.
Nice seeing you again.
Nice to see you again.
You and your team, I love the show, by the way. Huge fan. You and your team have been through a lot of ups and downs in season 1. What can we look forward to in season 2?
Ups and downs. How do you mean ups and downs?
The dynamics with Street and his mother coming out of prison.
Yeah, his mother's a bitch. Sweet lady, the actress though, sweet lady, but she's good at being a bitch. And it's fun though. It's fun. It's actually fun when it's not easy and when there's tension. And I'm actually fighting for more tension, because I don't want to ever lose tension. I don't want us all of a sudden to all be best friends and everything's just going smooth, because then it gets kind of boring and uninteresting. But but the team dynamic is there. The chemistry just in real life. All of us, myself. myself, Alex Russell, Jay Harrington, Kenny Johnson, Lena Esco, Stephanie Sigmund, David Lim. It's just, you know what's great about our show? Is I've been doing this a long time, and there's egos in Hollywood, there's egos in life. And I've met some really wonderful personalities, and I've met some just dicks. And sometimes you still have to work with them. You know, that's just what it is. That's life. But seriously, on SWAT, the crew, the caterers, wardrobe, which is the crew, the actors, producers, like the vibe on set. There's no dicks. There's no jerks. There's no, well, no, there's some dicks. There's some dicks. There's some dicks. Let me use a different word. There's just no, there's those two though. There's there's no drama. There's no crazy egos and all that stuff. Everybody has a good time. We're practical joking. Everybody's talking mess about each other. We're challenging. I mean, I don't know if you saw at our finale party, I put on the red condom suit, I call it, and raced one of our cameramen down the street, and 40-yard dash. He's 26 years old and was talking mess to me, talking about, oh, you're Hondo. Yeah, you're Hondo on TV. You're tough on TV, but you ain't nothing in real life. And I said, let me tell you something. You sure talking a lot. I said, you're 26. I'm 47 at the time. I said, you're supposed to win. You're supposed to win. But if I beat you, and I'm going to beat you because I'm going to teach you a lesson, you're going to respect your elders and then excuse the expression, but you heard me say this from time to time, don't underestimate Shemar motherfucking Moore. That's all I'm saying. And so we got out there, and I said, I'm going to make it really bad. Thank you. I'm going to make it really bad. I'm either going to embarrass myself completely, or I'm going to completely make an ass out of you by wearing this red spandex stupid suit. And I poked 2 holes in my face so I could see, and I wore 2 pair of underwear because I didn't want my situation doing that. And they said, on your marks, get set, go, and I won. But so that really has nothing to do with chemistry, but it has a lot to do with chemistry. That's the type of fun we have on our show. And but Street and the mom and Hondo demoted Street. That storyline is playing out this season. So let me just say this, because you guys are, we post pictures of the team on my page and all that. Where's Street? Where's Street? Where's Street? Well, Street's not working those days. So Street is on the show, but because he's been demoted from SWAT. He's not running around with SWAT because he has to pay his dues and see if he can find his way back. So we're at work without Alex a lot because we're being SWAT. He's still in the show. I'm just not going to tell you how. So don't be fussing that Street's not there. He's just, right now, he's not on the team, but he's still in every episode, okay?
Yes, I can confirm that, guys. And one last question.
Shemar, yeah, baby, yeah, I like that shirt. Look at you.
I wore it just for you, baby boy.
I love him, yeah. That's great.
So my question is, how did Sergeant Harrelson get the nickname Hondo, at what age, and how did it come about?
You know what? I was asking that myself because it started from the movie and the TV show back in the day. It has something, and I don't know the entire answer, honestly. And so now you're gonna make me go find out.
Find out.
But it has something to do. It has something to do with his football days, and then it has something to do with him being in the Marines. And so now you got me mad curious, because you know why I didn't research? I just was like, well, Sam Jackson called himself Hondo. I guess I got to call myself Hondo, so I'm Hondo. But they did tell me it has something to do with a football nickname that continued into the Marines. But now I'm going to post about it, look for it, and I'm going to give you the whole answer.
Great. Right. Thank you.
I like that shirt on you.
It's a great shirt.
My name's sitting right where it's supposed to sit.
Yep.
We just met, but I knew you were going to say that. Shemar, this was so much fun.
This is great. This is great. Fun. It's so fun to be in New York and to see all you guys and to see new faces and the same faces. The same faces says a lot. It's just loyalty, and it means so much. And the new faces, for whatever your reasons are, thank you. And I think I've said it in some kind of way. Like, I'm just a cat from Oakland. My mama's from Boston. She's white. My father's black. I had no idea Hollywood was going to happen. I lived out of the country for the first 6 years of my life. Some of you may know that. Some of you may not. I lived out here. I was busted broke working at the coffee shop before Hollywood started. Just trying to find my way. So for me to do this 25 years and to reach people around the world and reach people like yourself, because the only reason I have a career that lasts this long is because you guys support me and watch me. And because without you supporting me and watching me, then Hollywood politics is, oh, what's his Facebook following? What's his Instagram following? Can he put people in the seats? And you guys are proving that I can put people in the seats, and that's why I have this career. So I can't say thank you enough.
Well, if you guys want to continue to support and watch Shemar, you can check him out on S.W.A.T. Season 2 comes out on September 27th, right?
Yep,
Thursdays
next Thursday.
on CBS.
Thursday,
all right?
CBS.
Give it up for Shemar Moore.
Na 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 na.